Good morning, my camping friends. How are you doing on this fine morning? Boy, it's nice overcast out here. It's going to be a beautiful morning, especially if you're up early like I am. Uh, I grabbed my hat. I got a special hat today. The little ones thought this would be kind of funny. Oh, what do you think about that? Alrighty, we're going to get started here. I'm introducing my little Winchester knife today. We're not going to be doing a lot of cutting stuff, so I thought I'd introduce one of my little ones. I picked that up a while back. It's a nice little knife, little wooden handle. So anyway, but ain't this a dandy? Today we are going to have biscuits and gravy, and I'm going to try to attempt to make drop biscuits. It's something my wife makes. Now she makes them and makes them sweet and put honey and stuff on top of them when she makes them and stuff. But we're going to use them in gravy, sausage gravy, so we're not going to add that part. So we're just basically going to make biscuits for our gravy. I've got my oven heating up already. We're going to put our biscuits in that way when we're cooking our sausage and stuff, because it takes about 12 minutes or so to cook these biscuits in this oven. If it's like the last time I tried it with my biscuits. So let's get started. We'll get all this together and go from there. So we're going to start with our biscuits. So let's get our flour here. I want 2 cups of self-rising flour. In my tin that's marked all-purpose flour. Man, there's even a nice little bitty breeze right here. Now this should make about 7 or 8 biscuits. I probably should have cut this recipe in half, but I'm not going to. Because you can always warm up your biscuits. Alright. Seal that back up. Take my rag here and wipe this down. Then we'll wash them and clean them up later, but I don't want that all over there just in case. I do that just in case I forget that I want to wash it, because that powder ain't going to hurt that. So for some reason I forget. I don't want to mess the bugs and stuff to start coming around, do we? Alright. Now I got 3/4 cups of milk, and I'm going to just start pouring that in there, little at a time. Kind of make me a little hole in the middle of this. And I'm just going to pour that a little bit at a time in there and just start mixing it up. Guys, easiest biscuit recipe in the world. It's three ingredients: self-rising flour, milk, and butter. Now, a lot of times, if I'm out, I'll have canned biscuits and stuff that I'll do. But every once in a while, I like to make up my own biscuits. So that's what we're attempting to do today. Go ahead and pour the rest of that in there. Just kind of folding it back and forth until you don't want a mushy mess. So about 3/4 of a cup I have found works on these. Again, this is definitely not my recipe. It's my wife gave me this recipe, and she got it from somewhere else, and that person got it from somewhere else. So she calls them drop biscuits, and I'll guarantee you she didn't come up with that name either. Matter of fact, my sister-in-law, she makes a biscuit like this. I don't know what she calls it. So it's just a simple way to make a biscuit. We're not going to roll them out or anything like a lot of people do and cut them. We're just going to just gooey and sticky that is. That's what you want. Now then. Tell you what I may do. I may use one of my dippers. I'm going to spray it down with oil. I think that's what I'm going to do. That way they'll slide out of there. I know I still got to put my butter in there, guys. But I'm just thinking ahead. Well, this thing don't want to come off there. You ain't going to lose these off of here. They got them so they stay on there. Probably should have used this one, shouldn't I, instead of that one. See, I'm inventing my own way of doing things as I go along. Guys, that's exactly what you need to do. Come up with what works for you and do it. Don't try to do something everybody else is trying to do. You do your thing. And you let them do their thing. I'm going to spray this with a little oil so that biscuit dough comes out of there. Alright. Ain't going to need much in there, but that right there will help that come out of there. Alright. Now then, the way I'm going to take a half a stick of butter and put it in there. And the way I'm going to melt this butter is I've got one of these little muffin pans. And I am going to take a half a stick in there and put it in that little muffin pan just like that right on there, as that Cajun said. And I'm going to stick it in our oven while it's preheating and let that melt. If I'd thought I would have already done that, but sometimes I don't think real far ahead. What about you guys? I'm going to stick this butter back up here out of the way, put our flour while that's heating up back out of the way. Guys, I'm getting several comments from people my age and maybe a little older who are widowers or living alone for some reason. And they want to camp, but they don't want to camp alone. And they don't know really what to do. Guys, there is just as many people out there just like you that want to do this. They want to go and spend the weekend somewhere. I'm not talking about living in this thing. I'm about just get out and do something. And they're on this page, and they're going to be on. I've got another page. It's called Camping for Seniors in Arkansas. And what that page was designed for is to get people our age an outlet to reach out to other people. And I encouraged to meet other people and meet at a place and camp. Now, I had one say, well, I'm kind of worried about who I'll run into. Well, use a little common sense. Find out who you're meeting, first of all, and do everything on one of these pages. Whether it's this page on this YouTube channel, on a page you join locally or whatever as far as camping, do all your communications there. Don't give them your personal phone number. Don't give them your personal address or anything. Okay, if you decide you want to meet them and camp, I normally say for the first time, whatever's closest to where I'm going to camp, a McDonald's, some place that has video surveillance, and but preferably internet. Okay, like a McDonald's, all of them normally do. You meet there, and that way you kind of get an idea right off the bat whether you like the looks of this person. If you feel uncomfortable, something happens, just tell them, say, I've decided something's come up, I got a call or something before you got here. And if there's any way possible, get the description of their vehicle they're going to be showing up in or whatever. And as they come in, record it. Both parties. record the vehicle they're showing up in, try to get record them getting out of their vehicle. Now they're both on these pages, so they're going to be used to that. They're either YouTubers or Facebook people, and they're going to be doing the same thing you are. They're going to be posting this. So if they have a problem with being on video or something like that, that ought to be one of your signs that maybe, you know, this isn't going to work out for you. So make a video of them arriving so that you have it. Go in, sit down for a minute, or stand there and visit for a minute. And while you're there, send that video to somebody in your family, friends, or somebody. Or if you have to, just post it. Say, I'm meeting John Henry down here at so-and-so place, campgrounds, and we're going to spend a couple days. And we're hoping to have a good time. Use his name. You know, most people who are going to cause problems, they're not going to want to be videotaped. Okay, so that's going to be a big help right there. And don't be paranoid, guys. Everybody ain't bad, but I understand we're not living in a carefree world anymore. It's hard to trust some of your own family members, let alone a stranger that you might meet. So use caution. You know, let whoever know that you're going to meet, that you're wanting to, you're looking forward to it, but you are going to make sure that people know who you're with or whatever. And get out there, because like I said, there is a lot of people that are in the exact same shape you are, that want to camp. And so you can meet a few people. Nothing else, don't even go camping the first time. Meet at a restaurant, especially if they're local. Most people ain't gonna drive a whole, you know, long distance to meet you for the first time. You know, try to meet somebody who's local, and y'all meet before you ever go. Meet at a restaurant in between, or have lunch, have coffee, or whatever, and get to know each other before you ever go off somewhere and spend a weekend together. It's kind of like a first date, you know. I'm just going to drop them in there just like that right there. I would normally set that right on top of my deal here, but I've never done that with these homemade biscuits. Now, if they're frozen biscuits, that's exactly what I'll do. I'll set them right down on the top of there. But with this, I'm not real sure how to do this. I'm just going to drop them in there. Looks like I'm going to have a little bit too much. But, maybe not a whole lot too much. But we are going to have too much, I think. Stick it there for a minute. Now, if this don't work out, guys, you blame my wife, because this is her recipe. This is her recipe. Now, I'm putting them in there a little bit close. You know. And I know I don't make them look all that pretty. You know. But, I mean, I'm going to break them up. When I do biscuits and gravy, I break them up after they're done. I don't know about you guys. So what I'm going to do right now, this oven is on 350. I'm going to turn it up because I'd like for this to be up to about 400 when they cook. Okay. And I'm going to check on them in about 10 minutes and then go from there and just see how my frozen biscuits, the little canned biscuits, 12 minutes and they're done. These may take a little bit longer. So I'm going to shoot for my 12. If I got to go 13, I'll go 13 or whatever. But we're going to try that. So let's stick them in here. I'm going to set them on top of my pot cover here. That way, hopefully they don't burn. And we're going to go from there. All righty. So right now, It's right on 30, and so I'm going to check at 20 till and see what happens. And we're going to get together now, and we're going to put our sausage gravy together. So you guys stick with me, and I'm going to clean this up, and we're going to get everything ready for our sausage gravy. Okay, guys, I'm set up here, and we're going to make our sausage gravy. Set this lid aside over here. Like I said, I don't make gravy and stuff in cast iron. It just makes too big a mess for me. So we're going to make it in uh, this skillet here. Oh, make sure I got that in there right. Hoping I've got enough in this little can here to take care of what I'm trying to do here. Did a lid. I've got some more cans coming. But today, since I'm doing this, I'm trying to cook both things at the same time. My biscuits and our sausage stuff. So we're going to brown up some gravy. I mean some sausage. I'm going to add that just a little bit of oil to this. Basically, all this takes is brown sausage, cooked up sausage. I usually use a half of my little pound loaf, and I use 3 cups of milk and a quarter cup of all-purpose flour. Now I got my all-purpose flour in here so I don't get it mixed up with my uh, uh, self-rising flour. Now my wife calls this plain flour, and that's how she has it listed. And it seems like every time I go to refill my containers and stuff up, I have to re-ask her what it is. Now, she and I have different uh, labels. Turn that up a little bit on our stuff. And we're going to have to come to a Jesus meeting and figure out which labels we're going to put on stuff so we both understand what it is. Because one time I filled up this with self-rising flour and it should have been all-purpose flour. Or vice versa, I don't know. When I got out to where I was going to cook, I realized what was going on after I got through cooking, because whatever it was, biscuits or whatever it was I was cooking, didn't do what they were supposed to do. They didn't rise. That's what it was. So, which tells me that I had the wrong flour. So we got to get that figured out. But we will. I know one thing. She likes me doing this YouTube channel because it keeps her from having to cook. I get up, I cook her breakfast. A lot of times cook her supper too. So it kind of gives her a break. Didn't really mean to use this metal spatula on that skillet. I meant to use this right here so I don't scar up my skillet. It's that copper stuff supposed to be really good. I don't know. Can't be too good because I just gave a couple dollars for it. So somebody didn't like it. Yeah, we're going to have, it's going to be sausage, ground sausage, cooked up just like this here. A quarter cup of all-purpose flour, 3 cups of milk, some black pepper, and salt. That's basically all there is to it. Check our biscuits here. Doing pretty good. It's going to take more than 12 minutes to cook it in here, though, because I just looked down, and it's been 13 minutes already. So, but now I'm cooking at 400. Last time I looked, I was still at 350. I'm at 400 now. So that's the thing about them little ovens is trying to get them up to the temperature you want. Well, you can get them up there. It's just regulating and trying to get them to stay where you want. I always start mine out real high and then bring it down instead of trying to start it out real low and bring it up. I just turn the heat up on it before I ever start, and go from there. All right, now I'm gonna put some pepper in there, and y'all know I measure my pepper, don't you? Yeah, I measure my pepper. I've seen some guys eat a lot more pepper on their food than I do. I promise you. I promise you that. Now salt I do kind of. My wife don't like a lot of salt, so I'm not gonna put much salt on there. But you know what I am gonna do? I'm gonna put just a little bit of butter in there. Just a little bit of butter in there. Not much, just a smidgen. Kind of give it a little more flavor. Not much. That's getting look pretty good. I guess I could try to move y'all a little bit closer, couldn't I? But you kind of see what we got going on here. A friend of mine gave me another little stand he had. I told him what I was using for a stand. He had this one right here, and it actually holds the cell phone without having to put anything there to help hold it. So I've been using that the last couple of times. So all righty, that's just about ready to start adding our flour. Just about. All right, I gotta have a quarter cup here. Let's see which one of these is a quarter cup. It says that right there is a quarter cup. So let's sit there right there so I don't get into something. So we'll measure is out a quarter cup here. See if we can't do just a little bit better on her, so we can see. You can see what I'm cooking, plus kind of see what's going on. There you go. That way you don't look like you're talking to. I'm talking to the wall. All right. Now, as you're cooking, you may realize you need a little bit more flour, or you may need a little bit more milk. Uh, but usually, this recipe works out pretty good for me. I'm just going to sprinkle that in there just like that right there. I kind of wipe that out. Real good here. All right, now then we're just going to work that in there and try to brown that flour a little bit too. I'm sure there's a lot of other ways to make sausage gravy, but this one, here I am using that metal spatula on that, and I really don't want to. Well, it's looking pretty. Yeah, it's looking pretty. Ooh, that's going to be some good sausage gravy. Now then, we're going to start adding this milk. This thing here is exactly 3 cups of milk. Exactly. So it's worked out perfect for me. So I try to hang on to this. Leave a little bit out just now, and then I'll add some more. First time I made gravy, I thought, man, this ain't ever going to get thick enough. Well, I like gravy, but it does. You wish you could wake up to this already ready to go, and you just grab you a couple of biscuits and lay them out there and throw you some of this gravy. Do you break up your biscuits? I know a lot of people don't. They just leave a whole biscuit or just break it in half, pour their gravy over it. But I like to crumble mine up. That's the reason I don't like really ordering the gravy out, because they don't want to crumble your biscuits up. And they don't give you no gravy. Man, they don't give you enough gravy to do anything with. Man, when I eat gravy, I want gravy. Cover them biscuits up, man. But most places, if you order biscuits and gravy, you're lucky. If you get 2 biscuits, you're lucky you have enough gravy for 1 biscuit. You know, man, you can bring me the gravy. Don't invite me over to eat and then give me a tablespoon of gravy to go for 2 biscuits. That just ain't gonna work out at all. Sit there for a second. We're gonna check on our biscuits again. Like I said, I'm having to kind of figure out. I say I'm gonna give them 1 more minute, and then we're gonna try them. They're starting to. Matter of fact, I'm gonna let you try to see where we're at. See if we can do this without making a mess. Can you see those? I'd say about another minute, and we're gonna have them. Give it a little bit. I kind of like mine a little bit brown on top. I don't know about you guys. What do you think? See if we can get that in here. Get that door shut. Yeah, it's starting to thicken up. I'm always scared I'm going to burn my gravy. I'm going to turn that down a little bit more. Yeah, it's starting to thicken up. Yeah. Boy, it looks good. Woo! Man, that looks good, don't it? Man, that looks good. I think that's going to be all right. I don't want to overdo these biscuits, but I kind of like to have a little bit more of a tan on top of them. And you know what? I may even try to make a biscuit and jelly to kind of go along with this. Maybe some of that uh, jam or strawberry or grape. Which one? We got all three. I bet I'll tell you what, since we've had that tomato a couple of times, I think we just might do strawberry today. All right, we're going to go ahead and turn this off. And let this thicken up. We're going to let that sit there and thicken up. We are going to let that thicken up. All right, we're going to attempt to take these biscuits out of here. Let me grab my rag here. All right. I know they're stuck together. That's okay. It almost made one big biscuit. That's all right. Like I said, I'm going to break them up anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna just leave my guys. This thing again. I know I keep mentioning it. But for a couple of dollars or so, that sure helps. We're going to look and see the bottom of these biscuits here in a minute and see how they turned out. We're going to let this cool for just a second, and then we're going to move over to our table, and we're going to taste all this. So you guys bear with me. All righty. We're going to see how this works. You want to? First of all, I'd kind of like to know how our biscuits did on the bottom. See if they stuck. Now, they didn't stick. Let's flip them over and see if they burn or anything. So, guys, you can't beat that. I'm sorry. You can't beat that at all. Guys, I'm telling you, that little flower pot base. Now, remember, don't get one that's glazed. That's the kind of results I'm having. Before that, I was burning up everything. All righty. Now then. The pan's still a little bit hot. Let's see how easy these break loose. I tell you what, I'm going to leave them like that. Well, I said I was going to leave them like that. Look at there. Look how those are breaking apart. Ooh, look at that right there. Look at that. Man alive, look at that. Put that back off that. Put that up there. Now then, what we're going to do, we're going to break that up. Ooh, them biscuits are hot. Ooh. And look at that color. Man, that's what you want right there. Man, I can't believe how good those turned out. Woo! Man. And guys, we cooked them about 20 minutes in that little stove. So a little Coleman stove. Gravy's thicked up pretty good, and we're going to put a little bit of that on here. Ooh, look at that. And like I said, guys, I like gravy. Don't mind. Don't waste your time with me if you're not going to do that. Now then, I'm going to take this big biscuit right here, and I'm going to open her up, and while she's still hot, I'm going to put me a smidgen of this here butter on here. My wife brought me this. It's made out of recyclable material, these spoons and stuff. She asked me, she said, I know you're starting to use silverware again. I said, yeah, plastic. I said, it broke on camera. I said, we're not going to be doing that again. So she found these fork stuff. They're not, you ain't going to break them, she said. And they're made out of recyclable stuff, so it helps the environment too. So put that on there. Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you what, we decided on strawberry. So let's put a little strawberry on there. Have everything ready when we go to eating, because I don't want to have to stop when I start eating. I want everything ready to go. Ooh, I'm telling you guys, I sure wish I was here to try this right here now. Oh man, now then, here comes the ultimate test right here. Goodness gracious, boy. Man, I wish y'all could smell this. That's the only bad thing, as I say, about this is y'all don't get to smell this. Boy, guys, that's some good eating right there. That's worth getting up out of bed for. You know, that's worth getting up out of bed for right there. Woo, is that good? Man, is that good? Let's see how this here strawberry is on this. Boy, these biscuits are so simple to make, guys. You can do it out here just like I did here. Go out camping. Just take you. Remember, these use all-purpose flour. Take you a little bit of flour, and a little bit of milk, butter. Yeah. Woo! Gosh, that's good. Man, oh man, oh man, that's good. Guys, I appreciate you stopping by. Nice to visit with you. If you like my videos, reach over and hit like. you want to see some more, hit subscribe. Ring that bell so the next time I have one come up, you'll know that it's available for you to view. Share the videos, so other people can join us and let them know that this channel is out there. And I want to appreciate everybody who's made all these comments and asked me questions and stuff like that. Everybody's been very respectable. We hadn't had any nonsense or anything like that, and that's exactly the way I want to keep it. So please, if you're just wanting to start nonsense, this isn't the channel. Go on somewhere else where they're burning their money and acting silly. This ain't the channel, okay? We're here to have fun, and that's all, okay? Guys, do try to get out. Don't be scared to get out. But there's people around you who would love to do what I'm doing here and you're wanting to do. Find them. Get on Facebook, get on your whatever channels you're on, stuff like that, and ask if there's anybody in your area that likes to do that. If you go to church, ask people in your church, hey, you guys ever thought about going camping and stuff like that? Or if you're in a lodge somewhere, or, coffee group, you meet with a coffee group, I guarantee somebody in those groups have the same inkling of wanting to do what you're wanting to do. So reach out to them. Let them know that you'd like to have their company. Because it is funner for a lot of people to camp with others. Me, I like both. I can do it alone. I don't have to have people around me all the time. And but I do enjoy having somebody to visit with. But I can't do big crowds, but if there's one-on-one or even two, I would love to do that. And if any of y'all are out this way and want to reach out, and we can meet up somewhere and get to know each other, if you'd like to go camping one weekend or something, let's get her done. Guys, I'm going to finish up my good breakfast here. Actually, I got a neighbor I'm going to holler at too and tell him my wife and I are going to have way too much breakfast to eat and ask him if he wants to join us. So, guys, I appreciate it. You have a wonderful